This is your olfactory bulb and your olfactory tract. Remember that the olfactory nerves are going to go through the ethmoid bone and attach to the olfactory bulb. So you're not going to see the olfactory nerves attaching to the bulb because when they pull the brain out, the nerves don't come out of the olfactory foramina of the ethmoid bone very easy. So they get ripped off. Therefore, all you get is the olfactory bulb and the olfactory tract. But that's part of cranial nerve number 1. As we go a little bit further, next you have cranial nerve number 2. This is the optic. Well, on this particular brain, you see that the optic nerve was cut a little bit. But on some ears, the nerves will come out, extend out. So you got the optic nerves. The crossing point is the optic chiasma, and then the optic tract right in through here as it enters into the CNS. So you should be able to identify on most of your brains how the optic nerves, it'll come out about a ½ inch or so. You have the optic nerves, the optic chiasma, and the optic tract. So make sure you can identify all of those. Going posterior a little bit more, again on the front part, you see these two little structures. These are the oculomotor nerves, cranial nerve 3. Going a little bit further back along the midbrain, this is going to be along the side, kind of almost looks like it's in between the cerebellum and the cerebrum. You see this little nerve here, this is the trochlear nerve. Actually, notice I cut it off the other side because I wasn't delicate enough. Okay, so again, these are really delicate, so they can easily be ripped out of the brain. So you need to take your time when you're separating that dura mater. The trochlear nerve, and there would be another one on this side. Moving down a little bit further, as we go to the side now, a lot of times this nerve here, this is your larger trigeminal nerve, it's going to be cut or broken already. So, a few of the brains that you pull out, you'll have a good trigeminal nerve, it'll stick out. You notice this little nub right here is the trigeminal nerve. Cranial nerve number 5. Back up on top, we have cranial nerve number 6. These two here are the abducens nerves. And then after that, it gets fun, because you're probably not going to see most of these. Let me give you an idea of why. This little section right here is cranial nerve 7 and 8. You say, where? Well, let's zoom in. Cranial nerve 7 is right here. See this little round piece right here? Cranial nerve 7 is the top part, cranial nerve 8 is the bottom part. When you look at it, it's smaller than the tip of the probe. So the top part right here is cranial nerve 7, the bottom part is cranial nerve 8. Okay, I'm magnified probably 12 times. Plus you have the magnification of the screen, so we're talking about 50 times magnified right here just to see cranial nerve 7 and 8. So you'll see a small little region where the two nerves are located, but typically you won't see the nerves coming off of there, okay, because they break off really easy. Alright, so that's 7 and 8. Again, they're not the easiest things to find, but go ahead and try and find them if you can. Moving a little bit further back, you'll see right in here, there's a little piece of cranial nerve number 9. Cranial nerve 10 is missing, but it would be right about here. So right in behind number 9, you have 10. Cranial nerve 11, I have to go to the other side. I have cranial nerve 11, the spinal accessory. Okay, this one here would attach along the base of the medulla and down along the spinal cord. So that's your spinal accessory nerve. And then cranial nerve 12 would be back up here on top of the medulla, right at the end of the medulla oblongata, right in here, which, again, it's missing, so you can kind of have an idea of where it's located, right in here, but it's not there. So even on this brain, we don't have all 12 cranial nerves, but you do have 1 through 6. And so again, I want you to try and identify